Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is actually video number 2 for the day. I wanted to do a makeup tutorial, well not really a makeup tutorial, a makeup video, and then I wanted to sit down and talk about the first 10 weeks of my pregnancy. I wanted to document this pregnancy because unfortunately with Andrew I did not document much because I was 16, which now I regret because like now I don't have those memories of when I was pregnant with him. So I want to sit down and talk about how it's been going. And before you keep on watching, go ahead and give my video a thumbs up and go ahead and hit the subscribe button because I will be bringing you guys on my pregnancy journey until the baby arrives. So to start out, we were planning for this pregnancy. I got my birth control out in December of last year, about the middle of December. And like most people know, AJ was not home until closer to the end of February, middle of February. So as soon as he got home, we definitely were trying to have a baby. We will be married actually for a year and about, was it the 3rd? About 22 days, which is very exciting. And we are finally expecting, which is even more exciting. From what the doctors have said, I basically conceived on, well, pregnancy is really weird, which I didn't really know this, but like they go back off your first day of your first or your last period, not really more the day that you conceived. So I want to say I probably conceived May 7th. That's when I was ovulating, and obviously that's when we tried. But my first day of my last period was February 21st. So they go off that, which leads me to this past Sunday made me 10 weeks. So yeah, the baby is growing. When I went to my appointment, I was 9 weeks, 5 days, and that's baby's measuring the same week, same days. So everything is on track as of right now, which is really good because I know with Andrew, I was a little bit behind. So hopefully this is positive for this pregnancy, that I will hopefully go closer to full term than I did the last. So I guess we'll start with when I found out that I was pregnant, because like in our pregnancy like video of like telling our family and stuff, we kind of just more so told the family, really didn't tell like the story. And I did not get a video of AJ, like telling AJ, which sucked. I did get a video of Andrew, but I totally forgot to add that into the video, so that even more sucks. I was just so excited to get the video out and to just let people know that we were pregnant. So I had a very weird feeling that I was pregnant, or there was just something off, that I felt like I needed to take the test. We ended up getting one of those clear, I think it's Clear Blue, I think that's what the pregnancy test brand is. We got a 4-pack of those, 2 with the regular 6 and then 2 digital ones. So me being so indecisive and thinking I'm pregnant 24/7, I ended up taking the 2 regular ones like the beginning of May, and it said negative for both of them. And then I ended up taking the digital one. I took it, I put it beside me, I got into the shower, my heart was racing, I was freaking out, panicking, like I'm thinking to myself, it's not gonna be positive, it's gonna be negative, and I'm gonna be upset again. And I looked down and it said pregnant, and I was like, my reaction was like, oh my gosh, like, I was like, no, it's lying, it's lying. So I ended up getting out of the shower with the shower still running and took it to AJ and just sat it down and just walked away and got back in the shower. And a couple minutes later, he comes in and just kind of looks at me like, well, this is what you wanted. And I was like, thanks, I'm the only one that wanted this, okay. So I want to say I probably found out, like, I want to say I was probably 3-4 weeks when I took the test to find out, from at least from the calculations now, I think I was. I was very, very early, but obviously, like I said, I was planning it, so I was kind of just watching out for signs and everything like that. Plus my boobs were hurting really bad, they were sore, and I was very, very tired. So that kind of gave me the first couple of signs that I could possibly be pregnant. Plus, I just felt very weird. I didn't feel like myself, so I was like, I should probably take the test. A couple weeks after that, I didn't really know when to call to like make an appointment. So I ended up calling, I think like a week or two after I found out that I was pregnant from the pregnancy test. I ended up taking 2. I took the one before I got into the shower, and I also took one the very next morning when I woke up, because I've always heard that the morning, like when you use the restroom in the morning, is the most accurate if you want to take a pregnancy test. I did the same thing with Andrew. I took one the night before and the one in the morning, and they both came back positive. So I still didn't believe it, but obviously it's true. So I ended up calling the doctor, and like I guess they don't really see you until between like week 8, week 10, like your first appointment. So that's why I waited so long to tell everybody, because I wanted to make sure that the baby was fine before I started saying everything, because I've seen a lot of people on social media lately having miscarriages or some type of issue that they ended up losing the baby. And that's always my biggest fear, is to tell people and then have to sit here and turn back around a couple weeks later and be like, yeah, I lost the baby. So it's like I was trying to avoid that as much as possible and try to wait as far along as I could. So I waited till we went to the appointment to make sure the baby was fine, everything was good, heart rate was good. And then I was like, okay, we can finally tell people. Now the baby's heart rate was very high. It was like 171. So like I've always heard the myth, if it's high, it's a girl, if it's low, it's a boy. But unfortunately, my son was very high as well when he was in the womb first right off the bat, and he ended up being a boy. So I don't try to believe in those myths as much. A lot of people are wishing a girl on us. I personally want a boy. I do not want a girl. But I mean, whatever I get, as long as it's healthy, I'm fine with either. I'm hoping that it ends up being a boy, just so it makes all these other people mad that it's not a girl, because they keep wishing a girl upon us. But all my luck is probably gonna be the opposite. It's probably gonna be a girl, and everybody's gonna be excited, and then me and AJ are only gonna be the ones that's like, dang, like, because we both want a boy. So let me get into like the symptoms I've had and like cravings that I've had. I actually haven't really had like a specific craving or any type of weird cravings as of yet. I just crave everything. Like I just posted earlier today on Facebook. With Andrew, I had to force myself to eat. I was like never hungry. But with this child, it's like if I do not eat a meal, like 3 meals a day and snacks in between, I'm like dying and literally need to throw up. And it's getting really annoying. Like I'll literally talk to the baby and be like, okay, I understand, like give me a second, I'll make food and we can eat. And it's just weird, because I feel like I'm gonna gain so much weight with this baby because all I do is eat. But it's like, what else am I supposed to do? Like, if I don't eat, I feel like I'm gonna throw up, and I'd rather eat than feel like I have to get sick. I ended up being sick for like 2 weeks straight. I have not yet physically thrown up anything. I have not done that, but I was very nauseous for like 2 weeks all day. Like it wasn't just morning, it was all day. I couldn't eat anything because I felt sick. I literally just laid down. If I got up, I felt sick. It was just very odd. For 2 weeks, I didn't drink coffee. Like I am addicted to coffee, and I couldn't even drink it because I just could not stand the taste of it. For that, I had some of it and I could get it down, and I didn't feel sick after getting it down, but I just wasn't craving it like I normally would. Now I drink a cup of coffee again every single day with my breakfast, and I'm good to go. Try to drink plenty of water, obviously. I have a lot of these waters. I try to drink 1 or 2 of these a day, and obviously a couple 16-ounce waters as well. Just trying to stay very, very hydrated as much as I can, and obviously eating as much as I can, because if not, this baby is literally like yelling at me. Oh, I was like, wait, is it recording? Okay, what else am I gonna get into? Oh, I also had very, very, I wouldn't call them like severe, like I'm about to cry cramps, but I had really crazy cramps at the beginning of my pregnancy on my right side most of the time. I do not Google anything when you're pregnant, because I have Googled literally everything that's I've had a symptom of or something has felt very odd. I Googled it, and it basically tells you you're dying or you have cancer or something. So I recommend do not Google anything when you're pregnant. Just call your doctor, or just keep the questions in mind to ask your doctor, because they're more educated and have the best educated guess than Google does. Because let me tell you, I've literally freaked my whole self out this whole beginning of pregnancy until I finally went to the doctor, and it's just not fun, and you don't need the stress. So I recommend do not Google stuff. But I had really bad cramps on my right side, and I was really scared at first. I was like, oh my gosh, am I gonna have a miscarriage? This and that. You know, since I was on birth control for 6 years, I don't know what can happen. I didn't think I was gonna be able to get pregnant this early. Like, am I gonna have a complication with pregnancy? Am I gonna have complications with getting pregnant because I've been on birth control for so long? Obviously not. Obviously everything is okay, but these were the questions going on in my head when I was having these cramps. The cramps lasted about 2 weeks, and then they finally went away, like the beginning, and they finally went away. And then not too long ago, I know you're supposed to have like bleeding implantation, or you can. I don't think I had that with Andrew, but then again, it's been so long, I can't remember. But I want to say I ended up having it with this one, but not until 8 weeks. I ended up, actually, when I turned 8 weeks, I went to go use the restroom and noticed some spotting in my underwear, and I kind of freaked out a little bit. Like, it wasn't anything crazy or like a period, but it kind of was concerning to me, because I know if you see any type of blood or any type of spotting or anything, there could be an issue. So I freaked out, and I Googled, and I once again stressed myself out. Ended up talking to AJ's mom and everything. It lasted for a day, and then it went away. So I'm assuming it was implantation bleeding. When they checked my ultrasound, checked everything, they said everything was completely fine. So it might have just been a little scare. I'm not really sure what happened, but I want to say it was implantation bleeding just a little bit later down the pregnancy line. I'm not sure if I forgot anything. Not much has really happened in the first 10 weeks. I'm just kind of pregnant, the baby's just growing. I mean, that's basically it, honestly. The baby looks like a little shrimp. I keep calling it a little shrimp. AJ actually called it Bubba, and I was like, Bubba shrimp, and he's like, stop. He's like, we're not calling it that. And I was like, well, you started it, so Bubba shrimp it is. But I'm calling it little shrimp because it looks like a little shrimp on the ultrasound. Yeah. But once I find out what the sex is, I will be obviously naming it the name that we put with that sex. Not really sure when that's gonna happen. I found out what I was having when I was like 14, 15 weeks with Andrew, which is really early, but they were able to detect what he was, and I found out. I think majority of the time, most people wait till like, I wanna say 20 weeks. I go back in about a month to get another ultrasound. I think I get more blood drawn and something else. I'm not really sure. I can't remember what they all said. But I go back in another month to get all that stuff, and then I'll probably end up scheduling at that appointment a month later for the sex, which I'm just so excited for. I cannot wait to find out what it is. And we will be doing a gender reveal as well. Me and AJ actually are not gonna find out what the sex is when we go to the appointment. Hopefully he can go to the appointment. We're not gonna find out the sex. We're gonna get it, have it basically put into the envelope, and gonna have our moms put something together to do like a little gender reveal, probably a virtual thing, because obviously with COVID, I don't know if anything's gonna be open. It's gonna be in the summertime, so hopefully more things are open, but I'm not really sure yet. But we have something planned for that, which I'm excited, because I didn't do that with Andrew. I found out right away and just did a reveal for everybody, so I'm kind of excited to not know until we do the reveal. So yeah. Also with our doctors as well, with the whole COVID thing, it's kind of ridiculous because AJ wasn't even allowed to go with me to the first appointment. Like, we drove together and everything because, like, obviously this is his first kid, so like seeing your first kid on the ultrasound is like everything to somebody, and he couldn't even be in there. And it even says on the thing you can't even record or like basically FaceTime, which is also kind of ridiculous, especially with the times we're at right now, because like if you can't have family members there and they want to be there to see that, like you should be able to at least call them or FaceTime them to let them see. The place that I went was kind of rude. They were really rude. Like they almost had a couple words from me, because when they told me that my son, for one that's 6 years old and almost 4 feet tall, had to be in a cart or in a stroller because he was a child, I literally almost went the frick off. Like,
Kayla recording here. I accidentally said 4-year-old. He's actually 6.
He's
My
too
bad.
freaking big. Has to be in a stroller to be in here. Like, y'all got me messed up. And then it's only one person per visitor. And when has anybody ever counted a kid through this whole COVID thing as a visitor is beyond me. Like, come on now. Like, it is what it is. Like, I even told them we just moved here a couple months ago. We have no family out here. I have no babysitter. Like, who's supposed to watch my kid? The ghost man? The boogeyman himself? Like, come on now. It's really ridiculous, but it is what it is. Hopefully the next appointment, or at least during the gender part, we'll have a babysitter to watch Andrew so AJ can go with me and see our little shrimp on the ultrasound. But I think that's pretty much it for that first 10 weeks. I think that video was pretty long. I talked a lot, explained a lot. I think I hit on every point. And yeah, so I guess this ends the video. I will be back to talk about my pregnancy from 10 weeks to 20 weeks in that period of time, to let you guys know what has happened through there, if I've craved anything, if I know the gender, we'll let you know the gender. Yeah, how big the baby is. If we have a gender, we will be letting you guys probably know the names that we've picked out. And yeah, so it's pretty exciting, and I am excited to bring you guys on this pregnancy journey with me and keep you guys updated, as well as keep my future self updated so I can look back at this in the future. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video.